Now that you have explored the available exam items, created your own items, and built an assessment for your students, it's time to assign this assessment to your classes. In this video, we are going to cover the process of assigning assessments in OnTrack. After logging in, click on Test Center in the header menu bar or Administer an assessment from the shortcuts in the center of the screen. Once the Testing Center loads, select the appropriate subject and grade level from the Subject drop-down box. Next, select the desired assessment from one of the folders in the Exam drop-down box. Once you've selected an assessment, your name will display in the left-hand pane. Click on your name to expand a list of corresponding classes and choose a class from this list. Once you have chosen your class, the New Test Session button will appear in the main part of the screen. Click this button to edit your new test session. The session type and session name fields can remain iTest. You have the option to randomize question order, passage order, and answer choice order within the individual questions. Download and submit passwords are optional and can be used to prevent students from entering or exiting a test at inappropriate times. You can select whether or not you want your students to see their test results immediately upon exiting a test. Add all students is checked by default and should remain unless this is a small group test session. Once you have completed your test session settings, click Create Test Session. This will display the students in the new test session and their testing status. In order to begin the test session, click on the traffic light and select Open for Testing. This will enable the test when students log into iTest 7. If you select Ready for Download instead, students can see and select the test session, but cannot begin until you change the status to Open for Testing in this screen. You may delete the entire test session, not the actual assessment, by clicking on the menu button and selecting Delete Test Session. This will also delete any student results from this test session, and should only be used if an incorrect test session was created. There are 3 option buttons at the end of each student row. The red X is used to remove the student from the test session. This can be necessary if the student is supposed to be in a separate group with personalized accommodations. Clicking the second button with a green arrow and a flag will grade the test if the student quit iTest without submitting his or her assessment. Upon submitting, this button will contain a red arrow and can be used to ungraded students' test submission to be retaken. This button is not functional for all users. The final button with the red triangle is used to reset a test if a student is accidentally exited from a session. This button does not change or remove any student answers recorded during the test session. We will cover reporting options in upcoming videos. If you are having difficulty assigning assessments in the Testing Center, please contact your IT Dart or instructional coach.